The praying. Naga got a cold. Naga got a cold. Light one. I ain't got my stuff, yo. I ain't got my stuff, yo. Cause I be doctoring my own self. You know what I'm saying? With the, you know what I'm saying? With the that. Hook me up with the naturals, but I got a cold. I felt it coming in. I was sneezing the other day. And it was like, we're coming in and taking over. Like, no. I need some more tissue. I really need something hot. I need to go make some probably make some more sassafras tea, but it don't really have properties for really don't have properties for colds. It's like other things. And it's been like that lately. Like I'll get the certain herbs and stuff for certain things, and I won't have the stuff I need for other stuff. I'll be like, yo, this shit's ass backwards. Like naturally I can go out and get it out the woods. I ain't gotta go to the store to get what I got yesterday. You know what I mean? But the other stuff you gotta go like to like the African shops. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go specific places to get good things. And I haven't had the opportunity or the means lately to do all these things. So yeah, kind of trapped in a conundrum right now. Support the channel. Support the knowledge. You already know the vibes. You see the topic, man. It's Naga's thoughts, a deeper look at love. Because it seems like my energy be cross-referencing whenever I'm doing downloads or whatever, like I'm building. So I go in like this whole rabbit hole. And I've been told about my rabbit holes plenty of times. I had a friend of mine always say, you go on these rabbit holes and nobody don't understand. It'd be funny. But it's all good because we're going to tap on it right now. And the sediments of expression are available. Naga the Wise. This is Naga's Thoughts. It's January 4th, 7/27. It'll be 3 minutes in, 3 minutes, 28 seconds in. All right. So I ain't too long pop up. I just popped up, you know what I'm saying, back into the world or whatever. Meaning I was asleep. You know, this thing about love, I said before, it's a viscous energy. It's real thick. And most people don't understand that terminology when it comes to speaking about love. If you're dealing with love and you're embarrassed and your expression towards these things is weak, that's telling you what you need to strengthen. Because you can't just go around, you know, treating people how you want because you're feeling gooey on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Feeling gooey is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with being in love with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And this is like the beginning of emotional intelligence. Like when you can literally sit down and say, you know what? I have these feelings. And they're making me feel some type of way. They're going left, they're going right. You know what I'm saying? When you can sit down and actually speak about those things, that's where your emotional intelligence starts to manifest. How well you'll pick up on your own shortcomings as far as delivering these particular things. Love is a powerful thing. It's one of the most powerfulest things. And majority of the time, what's happening in the world is you got two sides. You got two sides of people. You got women and you got men. Women want to be known as sensual, soft, and sweet and all that. And then men, you want them to be known as the retrospect of rough and all this. But let's speak actual and logic. A man comes from the womb. A woman comes from the womb. But this is where everybody falls victim at when you talk about creation. The man carries all of the golden oil that's going to be stored into that body so it can grow and merge with that mitochondria that woman is giving that body, and then it can grow into its own being. So not for nothing, yeah, the woman carries the baby for 9 months, but she does nothing other than she feeds it through her body. She she does multiplication value to the body. So that means the woman is creating everything that comes with it. So the body is going to manufacture extra emotions, right? Extra this, extra that. So that can all like be merged or grow with that egg in a particular understanding. But without the man, that egg will be dead forever. It'll never just come out. And then they like, well, you got some women that can, well, that's a time you got to keep in mind. Yo, I spoke to this shit like a minute ago. The dilution of the divine woman. You got to ask yourself, because you're here physically first, was that a good thing or a bad? I know that's gonna fly over everybody's head because, and not for nothing, you want to be called goddess and God and all this other stuff. And I'm not mad at none of those terms. What I'm saying is somebody came up with that retrospect out of ego to feel better about their particular standpoint of where they were. So yeah, you had beings here that didn't just move through earth like we did or we are. They were different beings and they were still a partially attached to divine power. So they allowed them to live different when they came on earth. But that wasn't going to last long because you got to keep in mind, if you're physical, most of your etheric energy is going back to the ether. This is not a plane of existence where you can keep both of them in the same space. You know what I'm saying? You ever had something that had some type of uh chemistry situation and you wanted some type of element to sit still, but on that surface it was reactive, so it wouldn't just stay still unless you move it. That's how it is with divine beings. Like, they wanted to be here, but they can only be here for a certain amount of time before that energy diluted, right? So as dilution was taking place with fallen energy that separated itself from a divine place to where that energy can stay conductive, it had to make plans into making other things that would be able to do other things than what they did with that universal energy. And they knew that it was going to break down to a smaller ratio to where it wasn't even seen as great, or it would have to be finite in some aspect, right? So this is when you got these divine wombs, so to speak. I am light, that came here trying to remember the process of its losing everything that it had. And this is what people don't like. You really don't want to talk about. Y'all keep trying to put a crown on something, but at the end of the day, like, that process was losing all of its divine power. This is why man came. That man wasn't formulated from that aspect as a, I'm gonna, what I created you. No, this is a pattern. This is like a fail safe. So it's like the smaller the power went down, the smaller it went down, and they started losing things that it was capable of doing. It's like, well, we got to at least store the unconditional love into another creature, so therefore it would give it back. Because we're going to forget who we are. We're going to forget how to be. And we're going to fight about it. It's going to be a real uncomfortable situation and circumstance. And that's what happened, whether people know it or not. You just got weak. You wasn't able to do universal stuff no more. And as that love leaves your body, that contingency of what you are left your body, you now see a mirror image of what you are in some of the men, most of the men. That strength of being righteous to stand up for what, like, if you would have fought for your divine placement, you wouldn't have had that dwindle down. But in order to send you back up, you needed an angle, a L, a direction. So the man was formulated to store this lack of these things that you were lacking. So you took all the best parts of you that you was losing before it was all over. I'm talking about Adine, long time ago. You took all the best parts out. Because you took all the best parts out, they're like, here, put that in there. Put that in there. So now when you look at most women, when they look at men, they have a disdain because they see what they lack. Even the fact that you not having the love for yourself is an ordinance to that value. I don't care. I do whatever I want. You really think divine beings speak like that? You really think a goddess would speak like that? I don't care. I'm gonna do anything I want to my body. I'm gonna let anybody do what I want to me. I'm a goddess. Like this gotta make sense sometimes. Like y'all gotta make sense. And then having that contingency with a person, like a man can literally instill, because you gotta keep in mind he came through a labia. So the woman's labia is his whole flesh. So this is why a man is particularly always feeling connected to his mother. That's why he like, yo, somebody was like your mama's boy and all that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And then the girl is like, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go out here and I ain't gonna care. If you don't sit your little lightweight ass down somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's to strip the woman. It was to strip her of everything. So she's gonna be in different situations and vulnerable to the value of universal pretenses to worldly actions. So that's what they're not telling nobody. That's not what they're really focused on. They're not trying to get you to see the retrospect of your failure clearly. They'd rather have you dig deep into that shit to where you get so lost you gotta beg for the turnaround. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, you got a lot of people that don't know anything about universal breakdown. Nobody knows about these things, yo. It's not a conversation that they have in schools or nothing like that. They don't have these conversations like, but if you're looking at from the beginning of time to now, you can see these things happening. You can see them happening since before Egypt and Kemet. You can see these things like way back in Borobudur. You can see them, like you can see it happening. Even up to the day, like when you have a conversation with females, they get so defensive because they wanna make sure that you know their place. That's them trying to retrospect that is a value. We would never take a female off her place, but you remove yourself by your contingencies to want to be something you lack. And that's going to always be something that especially men who are raised by women are going to see. Keep in mind, you're the opposite of a woman. So your mother wants you to be the opposite of what she is. So she's like beating everything out of you or treating you certain ways, particularly to the value of her shortcomings. So here's the man trying to get you to have a level of respect when he's raising his daughters. Don't do this, don't follow that. Da, 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 da. He don't know shit. That man don't know anything. But the woman didn't want to look at you because you was the next level down. So you had already lost pieces that she had obtained still. That some of that universal issue. You done lost the next daughter, done lost that shit. It's gone. She like, I gotta focus on him because he has to love her right. He has to love her to instill this type of magnetism, this energy inside of her that makes her create again, not just via birth, but it opens up her mind to spark a value of love. Like it separates her from, see, think about it. If I put you in punishment and I start taking stuff from you, you sitting in there with this energy like, damn, I'm getting this taken from me. You know this. A lot of people don't know that these things are being taken from them. You know what I'm saying? So then I have to get the man to bite the apple. I got to get you to think that you're not as important. This is way over everybody's heads. Like you don't even see this. Like this is not even a normal conversation because it has nothing to do, you know what I'm saying, with society. This is all divine and spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Like, so within these processes, people don't want to digest them. This is not what it is. It has to be this. You can lie to yourself all day. You can lie to yourself all day. Like it don't really matter. But look how you treat it. Look at the thoughts you have. Look at the motions you make. It's never going to be a thing to get back to something that you thought you lost when it was removed. That's the difference. I'm just saying. It was removed. It's a placement. You didn't come here willingly. Who would lose divinity willingly? Nobody. Nobody would throw it away willingly. But in those aspects of reality, like if we can think it and formulate it, we've already failed at it. Is why people are still trying to hold on to Egypt and stuff like that, because we know they lie. Like they showed you pictures of them taking giant helicopters and flying pieces of stone to Africa and sitting it out there in the middle of nowhere. And they showed you them doing that. But in your mind, you like, nah, that's where we come from. So why would they have to carry the Sphinx and the pyramids and stuff? Why is there videotapes of that? Why do you think that that's a movie set? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of shit that like people they just don't pay attention to nothing. You be like, yo, that's really what it is. You believe anything. And that's because the elders, the libraries that came before us, the men and the women were dead. They're killed. And they killed them, so therefore you couldn't reference or turn to. I'm about to turn to you and get this information and feel the vibration of how the story is told. Like you don't get that. You have to try to imagine it now, because there's no true books writing it. If I burned everything, why would I ever give you the truth? Everything was set on fire, mountains of books in different countries everywhere. Like that was a bigger story than the fact that you having your true story. Go look it up. They might be hiding that book, but it's a fact. Go find it. Like they burned everything. There's so much knowledge that was destroyed, man. It's terrible. It's terrible to watch you go every day and think that you comprehend what's really going on in this world. And not for nothing, the men need the women to plug into them. That's why it's a plug. It's just not your semen that you're dumping into her. I'm sorry, I keep seeing the lights float around me and stuff. Like they be coming out. You know what I'm saying? The ships, what they call the Metachlorians. I be seeing them like they come flying out like whatever. They like real tiny though. But like that's why you're made the way you are, with a phallus and a womb, and you know you give her a nut, you give her a sperm. And I was trying to find a better way to say it, but it wasn't coming fast enough. You give her semen, and that semen travels and helps formulate a baby. But it's just not semen that she gets from that baby. She gets your DNA. She gets your essence. So at that point, you start putting pieces of her that might have came from a higher queen, through the DNA lineage to you, and you was able to put some of that back into this woman. So you got to be mindful of some men that are raised by the woman, because they come from that side of that hate, and they're not going to deliver. They're not going to put it all in her. They're going to spread it around, because the mentality was to invigorate the value of not diluting the divine energy. So there's not a really understanding of when it comes to looking at why you should love somebody. Now we just speaking on the spiritual aspect. It's so many like toys and the extra fries and all that come in the bag, you know what I'm saying, with it, to where if you understand, then you get to grow right. Because you never grew correctly. You grew up. Most people just grow up. They don't grow correctly. Like as far as understanding when the frontal lobe kicks in, understanding, different parts of the body and structures that give you the proper value to be a conducive person. Being comfortable within your own space to where you and someone can literally create a reality, right? It's that type of juice. But not for nothing, the ego is like a veil. The ego it's a veil. It's like the illusion that you choose to put on. So you'll say things based off egotistical value, lack thereof of the truth. Right? So they'd rather you not have that level of truth. So therefore you don't never focus on it. Accountability is just not you saying I'm accountable for the imperfect things that I am in this time. Accountability is knowing that you're going to be in flawed circumstances, and there's no need to feel indifferent to that value. But once you realize that you're in flawed situations, then you can play the role that's going to strengthen you. What if I told you the connection of a person is what strengthens you? You got all these hard-headed ass people out here, and y'all think y'all know better by sticking your chest out saying you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. Well, divine don't make mistakes, people do. And divine created you with a phallus and a womb to stick it in, because the transmutation of those fluids don't just strengthen the physical attribute of life, it gives you synapses. You share synapses with this person, and you and that person's third eye become two eyes on one body. Why you think y'all so enamored with seeing through one? Look, if the spirit came in here, if the spirit came in through here and it's in my whole body, then that means if I connect with somebody, right? If I connect with somebody, then my third eye and their third eye connection, we become one body. So that's two eyes that fulfills that one body that connected me and this individual. So now it's one spiritual being over the whole thing that's conjoined by both our spiritual energies. Supreme. That is supreme. That's what y'all don't be getting it. You got four eyes on the lower level, but the two eyes is what forms the supreme being that guides the household. And that's a light point in between you and the divine, but it's a purified light point. You know what I'm saying? Like divine don't need no help, but it's so many refractions of light. You can get some help, the right type of help, because the physical attribute of you is weak. So when you come together with your weakness, your vulnerability with someone, this is unconditional love. When you truly come together with your vulnerabilities with someone, then you get an opportunity to form the spiritual body, right? That's going to protect the weak parts of you, which is your flesh. So now my counterpart, me and my wife, we're not just married. You know what I'm saying? This is me. This is why a lot of people fail relationships. You don't comprehend that. You know what I'm saying? You think you're going to have sex with Sarah while you married to Jan or something, Steven and or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you think it's going to work out like that. It don't work like that. What you're doing is you're literally weakening the value of that merge, that intergalactical merge of spirits that come together, that's housed between the tether of two physical bodies that produce electrical synapses. So the bodies being close together, being in conduciveness with each other, conduciveness, you know what I'm saying? Being able to work with each other and really have that dependency on one another, right? I really depend on you. I really believe in you. I really know you're going to be there. Like these shouldn't be thoughts. These should be more of feelings, you know what I'm saying? And that connection allows you to merge with someone. So now you both feel each other. Females, you're not wrong if you lay down with a man and then you leave him and you go to work or something, he's doing his thing for the day, and then you like something don't feel right. I feel like my energy is somewhere else. That's true because he's carrying your energy wherever he goes. Same thing with the men. When you like, yo, I don't know, something ain't right. Yo, shorty acting funny. You right. Because y'all have changed electrical energy. You've changed the synapses. So anytime that signal is within another range, you know that your signal is off with the one that you connected to. So all these terms y'all be talking about, oh, this person soft, this person lame, this, that. You people are blind. That's just you're blind. You say these things because you don't know what you're doing. You're guided. Your whole body is all your emotions is guided by what's between your legs. Or I put it on them. Or I put her to sleep. All this stupid shit. Like this shit crazy to me. I'll be like, yo, they don't got no clue. They really don't have no clue. That's why they don't get this understanding when it comes to spirituality. You don't know. So what you do is you beat each other up to try to make it seem like, and you know what actually signals this to be a reality, the lack of the knowledge. So where you have people who all feel the same way you do, the contingency of connecting to somebody else is a greater value. They're like, well, shoot, I might be able to connect with them, but you're not understanding the connection points, the reason why it's important. So if you fail something, you quickly look to connect to something else because you know that broken connection don't feel right. You know it don't feel right. You're like, damn, I fucked it up. That's the synapses of the energy we was merging at the feet. but the heel got hit, so the disconnection came, or the head got hit. They don't even tell y'all this shit. Why would the head get hit? Because your thoughts is connected to somebody, so they got to hit you in the head. Why would your heel get hit? So you will move around. That pain in your feet, like hot coals, will make you move around. You will not walk into your shit. Men make motions, women speak life. That's why they want to hit the woman in the head and hit the man in the heel. They don't be getting. I mean, I know the stories. Nobody want to be like, I don't care about all that. No, you have to care about it in some aspects because somebody was bold enough to actually know this. They was bold enough to know it and use it against you. So you should read it. You should read it to figure out what they think they know and start moving indifferent towards these values. The togetherness is the power. You being able to be together with somebody. Those words is the surface. Y'all keep in mind, it's a lot of surface sediments that come with being with somebody. That's because the world don't comprehend spiritual connection. They don't comprehend spiritual connection. They go around trying to devalue what these things are. And then when you're lost, you sitting there like, how did we get here? I thought Sarah loved me. I thought Jan loved me. I thought Billy cared. I thought Stephen was going to marry me. Well, those values are only lack thereof. And your tendency to want it more than what you can see as far as letting it go and connecting with the right one, or making sure you made the right decision, that you're connecting with the right one, is the most important thing. You can't be mad that somebody chose to walk away. You know what they felt? They felt their spirit merging with yours, and that's not where they wanted to be. That's not home for them. That's how you know if a relationship is going to go somewhere. Once you start that thick, viscous love, when it starts to spread out and it starts to attach, and you start to do things in a subtle way to prepare for longevity, right? It's like, I don't know. My head, my shit big as fuck. Big ass dome, yo. I got a big ass head, yo. Big ass head, boy. I had big ass head, boy. Always had a domicile, yo. This shit look like a whole fucking mega dome, yo. Shit crazy, yo. This shit like a whole mega dome. Anyway, so this is why people don't really get it, and then they try to use pieces of that understanding to mix it in, you know, as far as what it looks like to, or in religious aspects. This is how y'all gonna get married. This is what these people get on my nerves because they stupid. I'm so serious. And majority of the time, the stupidity is a substance of you losing divine pretense. You know what I'm saying? Like you losing etheric energy. You know what I mean? The magic of the ether that comes with that. That's where that stupid come from. You being stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause your brain can't comprehend universal connection. So you find a mundane reason to separate. You know what I mean? Like, why you think cheating is wrong? Anybody can put in the comments how they feel. Why you really think cheating is wrong? What's your understanding on why cheating is wrong, right? Well, cheating is wrong, not just because of the physical attribution or the the lying, the distrust and all that other stuff. That's surface level. Cheating is wrong, and the reason why the surface level gets a as above so below on somebody cheating is because how can we merge souls if you're sharing it? You're over here doing the beginning things with somebody else to merge a soul. So you sleeping with somebody else, you enjoying their time and all that, but then you run home and then you feel, wow, wonder why things ain't really working right. Wonder why because you've put energy that needs to go into connecting this soul to you over there. So now you got pieces of yourself all around the place. You ever seen one of these pieces, one of these people who got their clothes everywhere? You got clothes at this person's house, clothes at that person's house. You can stay down the street. You can go uptown. You don't care. You got outfits everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That person will never get married because they got pieces of themselves everywhere. And then the things you touch, the clothes you wear, they carry your essences. So if you're comfortable enough to leave pieces of yourself everywhere, how do you think you're going to solidify a real connection with somebody? Excuse me. How you think you're going to solidify a real connection with somebody? It's not going to happen. It'll never happen. Some people get lost in that value of never doing that. So somebody may be married and all that, but the marriage is not real. It's the ideal. If your marriage is real, you wouldn't have the outside contingencies. It wouldn't be 10, 20, 30 people that are comfortable with speaking to you. They wouldn't know you because you would have immersed your energy into what you signed up to be with. That combination of that soul. Have you ever seen a real relationship? That man know everything that woman about to say, and she already know how he feel about it. She might be sitting in front of him like this. Ain't no mirror right there, but he's sitting back here, and he feeling some type of way by why she talking, and she go like this. She ain't even looking, but she can feel him. She reached behind her and console him. Y'all don't even be knowing how this shit really be, yo. Y'all don't know how it really be. And that's true love, yo. Like to have a deeper look at love is to understanding that it's not about the actual, oh, I love you and all this stuff. No, it's about the combination of two people. You know, they used to say they had these portals popping up, and you see these portals in the air and shit, and you be like, yo, how we can't fly? How we gonna get on there? Well, two people combinating their spirits together can fly. They showed it to you in Peter Pan. They showed it to you in what was it? They showed it to you in the Wizards. They showed it to you in the all these movies. They show it to you. Superman and Lois Lane. You can fly when it's two of you together. That's how you know if y'all really connected right, because y'all be able to fly. People are like, yo, wait, what are you talking about? When two souls really connect, you and that person can fly. And the reason why I can tell you that, look, them little lights, they just like, yep, we about to keep on flying. So the reason why I know it to be true is because if you can ever solidify the connection with someone complete, people don't ever get that far. They get like partial ways, and then they get comfortable with trying, and then they stop. We've been trying for a long time. I'm not going nowhere. But these things about you, I never. And these things about you, I never. But we stand together. That's where it stopped at. And then understanding that that's where you lost your way at. You know what I'm saying? Like you started settling. You didn't try to give the best version of yourself, and you stopped merging that spiritual connection with people. People don't even know that's a thing too. You can be in relationships supposed to be merging your connection, but then you stop merging it. You stop merging it because you just settle for a person for how they are instead of really giving you complete. And that's because some people get tired. You don't have the fortuitive energy to push you to do a divine act in the physical body, especially in your late days. You don't have it no more to do that. You be like, I did so, yeah, because you gave out some of your pieces. So to have the right squares to keep pushing your energy in front of you, to have all your pieces to keep consolidating the energy so y'all merge into one, you've given pieces out. So when it's time to get to that part, you like, I don't got it to push. Yeah, because you left it at Maybell house. you left it over there at John house. You know what I'm saying? You left it out there at Christina house. You know what I'm saying? Like you left that piece over there, and then you had that memory. Man, Christina was bad back in the day. Niggas is lame, yo. And you said that you said telling somebody about a piece of energy that you should be sharing or storing with the one that you had the conducive connection with. And because you don't, that time is gone now. So that's that memory that should be in between you and your forever person. No, men and women both do this. They'll go have one night stands. You know what I'm saying? They'll go creep off. And I'm gonna leave from church. I'm just going over to I'm going over to the Johnsons. I'm going to go over there and witness to them. I'm going to go talk to them for a while. You go ahead and put the ribs on, baby. I'll be back about 5. you leaving you leaving church about 3:30. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be there about 5. You know what I'm saying? You say it very strong. And I'll be there, honey. Go ahead, stop by the grocery store, get that juice I like. You gonna pick up the kids, the grandkids, they coming over. Call your daughter. Send this man on all types of missions, and you over there booked over with Reverend John. Oh Lord, oh Lord, you little secrets that stopped you from moving forward in your full creation or connection with, the person you were supposed to be with forever. You got to merge your soul. That's like you can merge your flesh, but if you never merged your soul with somebody, then you never got the opportunity to know what it feels to see 2 third eyes, right? My third eye and your third eye become 2 eyes on one body. You don't get that opportunity, yo. This shit is gonna fly over everybody here, yo. When they be like, I've never heard that before. You're not gonna hear it. It's divine. It's divine talk. This is universal conversation, and it's divine said, I'm not of this world. So a lot of things I talk about, I know it's unfathomable. But then I just have to look at the lower level of the value. So if I look at the physical attributes of what divine gave the physical connections, then there's 2 steps higher of a spiritual attribute of the same connections. So then it's easy to watch it and say, that's what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to do that. We never got a chance to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people constantly fail, because they believe these conversations is what's going to lead to these things. You believe that the structure of physicality is going to lead you to the ultimate feeling that you can never feel. This is why they even tell you in certain religions you're going to be so unfulfilled in the last day. Because all this physical work was supposed to give the ultimate fulfilled feeling of merging the 2 spirits. And if you can't merge those 2 spirits, you literally like that you just defeated the purpose of how it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know that. You're too busy trying to show off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be dealing with social media forever. I get so tired of being on social media. I be wanting to just lay down with a woman, with my soul connection, and just tell her everything. I've said this before to people, like, yo, I want somebody I could just give all my knowledge to, because that was the point. That was the point. Listen, make this shit up. I try not to go into my own thoughts about it, yo. Like, but nobody want to hear nothing. Like, nobody wants to hear anything. Y'all just want to believe that you're right. You know what I'm saying? You think you're right. You think you know. Off of, and the funny shit to me be, man, it have destroyed everything, all the true written knowledge that was for us to have. And then you turn around and say, I know the truth. How? If they've been destroying all your truth and giving it back to you, you can't be that stupid. Well, yes, you can, because the stupid reaction is the lack of divinity. This is why people respond in dumbass ways. You be like, yo, what you say? Why you think that? You know what I mean? And that's because it's no divinity. When you start seeing the lack of synapses in the brain to be able to think, it's the lack of divinity in that body. This is what causes you to be frustrated. Almighty energy, and keep in mind is when you have almighty, at least a piece of it, you don't worry about the lack. You like, so you know my father is like, you don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know where I come from. You know where my energy comes from. That doesn't matter. It's almost like Cleon energy on a lower level. You know what a Cleon is? The big head motherfuckers with the shit that was cutting their shit. They'd be like, oh, I don't care. I kill you. You know what I'm saying? And it's for me, it's funny, it's jokes, but then I gotta really take it serious. You know what I'm saying? And look at it like, damn, you know what? Look at the culture of people that lack this understanding. Look at everybody. They don't know. They don't know. Look how you making your decisions based off how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And after that, the only thing you're going to do is say, well, I felt it for this amount of time. You know what I'm saying? And then you get a chance to try to decide whether you want to disconnect your soul. Like, you're not gonna, that's not the reality. That was never it. That was never it. The ultimate job is to merge those two things. That's why you had people, you see old people and y'all be like, hey, y'all been together forever. No, they've been tolerating each other forever. They haven't merged their souls. You don't really see couples dying at the same time no more. That was a thing. Couples went to sleep and didn't wake up together. You know why? Because they've merged their souls. They have become one being. So how one gonna die and the other one don't? That's because you're not merged. If I take the light out of both of you, you both will die. If I take the light from one of you, then one of you gonna die. What is that state? You didn't merge the souls. That's what I be meaning. Like, the intelligence that I have, that I be rocking with, is not it's not for the faint of heart, and it's not for the normal people. Like, everybody thinks certain ways, but y'all don't really have a true understanding of what these things are. You're going off what people wrote and how they told you to move so they can avoid you ever finding out any of these things. Why do you think they restructured the knowledge that we have from old school and then gave it back? So you would avoid a lot of the connections. It leaves loopholes. It leaves holes in the structure of the strength. If I build a pyramid, right? I'm about to show you some amazing shit. Just listen to me. Shut the fuck up. Get out your head and listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I got a pyramid, right? And the pyramid, it's a group of us. Say it's 13 families. You know, we know 12 families can go into each of them and break into 6, right? And then that 6 can break into 3, right? But in order to finish that out, right, you have 1 extra from the 13, and then that 3, but that 1 becomes 4, and then that 2 comes together, and then that 2 comes together to be 1. I never thought about it like that, right? So that's the strength of a pyramid. As the base comes together, it gets stronger as it gets to the top, because we're combining all the spiritual energies. So you might have had an elder, or you might have had a prime energy that was set for the creation of the combinations. I just blew my own fucking mind. God damn, yo, that's crazy. So, like, to have a supreme being set aside for when the combination of the other 12 came together and get that solidified everything. So don't you think they knew this shit? They was like, yo, we can never ever let them get back to that. Ever. Why do you think it's so hard for us to come together as a culture right now? For us to do anything with each other? As soon as you see that glow, they be like, I don't like him. I don't like her. So it's like that shit is downloaded in you. Like, they put a chip in you. As soon as you feel it, you turn away from it. Soon as you see love, I don't want no love. I want somebody to hurt me. That should be funny to me. Like, people, y'all really want women and men to hurt you. Like, that shit crazy. Just so you can say, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? This shit's stupid to me, yo. Like, and I'm like, this is love. Y'all never had love, yo. Y'all ain't never had love. Y'all had the idea of what you couldn't value it to be as what that was. And it was a clash because it wasn't where you were supposed to be. So you got close to feeling something that you weren't supposed to be feeling, and you tell everybody you was in love before. Your stupid ass wasn't never in no love. You was in lust. You was in expectation. You wasn't even in lust. You was in expectation. You expected it to be something that it never formulated to be, and because it never got there, that's what you had the experience of, and that was powerful enough to make you believe it. Divine is the issue. Divine is like the dopest ever. Like, divine is the holy feel, yo. Like, Divine is the era, Holyfield head. Like Divine is that true, yo. Like I'm telling you, the way Divine show you stuff, and most of y'all don't take it in and be like, yo, I learned that as a lesson. I got it. You don't take it in, you fight against it. I never go with Tony. I never go with Steve. I don't like Leroy. I don't even think people name their children Leroy no more. Who's gonna name their child Leroy? Let's see what of y'all gonna y'all having babies and shit. Name your child Leroy, yo. I'm just saying. I don't even think people name their kids my name no more. Like it's not a popular name. Like it's not even a thing. I'm just saying though, and it's funny to me because I really believe that when you get in love with somebody, right? When you really get in love, like it should be like almost like drowning. And then somebody gotta tell you, you don't need to breathe. It's okay. You ain't got to breathe. You supreme being. And you're like, I don't gotta breathe. Yeah, you don't gotta breathe. That's okay. You can let it go. Don't worry about everything else out there. Just fall into that. One of the greatest feelings a man can have is being with somebody that's warm and accepting him. Like you just can lay in them like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, baby. Let me just lay on your lap. Oh, goodness. Let me just wrap my arms around my thighs real quick. You're like, baby, you all right? I'm just happy to see you, baby. Oh, my God. I just wanted to be around you all day. I just miss you so much. And then, you know, sometimes that feeling that you have when you want to be next to your girl so much and you want to just embrace her, that's because she done gave parts of herself somewhere else. So you be missing her. That's why, like y'all think missing is a good thing. Sometimes your attention goes in different directions. Like older days, back in the days, like the 60s and 50s, you might have had your husband or your man dressed up or your woman dressed up and they went in town to go shopping. She stopped for 10 minutes to talk to the neighbor, right? In the same area. Now, she might have just been speaking humbly, but because she was giving her time energy to that person, she's being humble. She's being who she was. That person was probably revering her in a different way, which your synapses went off and started making you miss her energy because you can feel pieces of it going somewhere else. Time and attention. You see what I'm saying? Like people don't know this science is ill, yo. I'm trying to tell you. And it don't be a wrong thing. This is why men don't know right from wrong. This is inherent evil. Like, why is it? And if you was to make it a conversation, they'd be like, I would never. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you don't know that your time is that precious, would you, you know what I'm saying, would you really give it to somebody else for a simple conversation? Like if you knew every moment or every piece of energy that you had was should have been used to knit two souls together. Like you got to go from the feet. Whoever seen that movie and they were showing you how they tried to take dude's shadow off. And then when they got his shadow, then he had to sew his shadow back to the edge of his feet. It's like, I never let you go again. That was the reverse to it. That was one of the dopest movies ever. And when I seen it, I knew what they was talking about. It was almost, I was like, yo, how the fuck they know that shit? But they did it in reverse. They did it with the shadow, right? So I'm like, yo, that's deep. Because that's how the two souls, how they come together. You get two souls and you can put, you know, but why you think the man carry both chromosomes? Woman don't carry two chromosomes, she carry YY. Man carry XY. That's because he came from that's what he came from. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. You know what I mean? Like you come from and you carry what you come from. So the reason why, stop talking about me. If you're not going to speak right about me, don't speak about me at all. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't like my life, I don't care. Go find what you got, but stop talking about me. They be thinking I don't know, they be talking about me. And it sounds crazy when I bust out be talking to people because I be knowing they be talking about me. You know what I'm saying? So stop talking about me. Anyway, so if you knew that's what it was, if you knew that you was using all the light inside of you, that you would want something, love something physical, I want to go ahead. All these things is literally threads. They're threads that you're sending out when you deal with shit. When you have a value to something, you send these threads out through the world, and that thread attaches to different things that you like. You're supposed to hold this energy in, and by the time you get with something that you like, a person that you like, and that person loves you too, all those threads that you would have been loving the world things with is what you're going to use to sew y'all two souls together and become a supreme being, a divine being, a connection of powerful respects. And keep in mind, when two souls come together to create souls, those souls is built with two souls. You know what I'm saying? When you have a body and you created that, they have two souls. They have the mother, a piece of the mother, a piece of the father. You know what I'm saying? So the separation from those parents is what separates that child. So that child is not separated because the two souls couldn't stay together. So their bond is not going to stay together. Like the kid is not going to be able to hold together. They're going to come apart in different ways. You're going to see their life come apart because the bond that should have, you know what I'm saying? Like looking at love in the deepest aspect, like I don't think y'all truly do this because y'all too busy self-serving. And then this is going to hit y'all like a ton of bricks when the reality starts turning the page. Like, don't you know, like, you're going to be judged like every minute for every thought, action, and everything. Like, it's going to be a time that's coming that you ain't going to even be able to get off the porch with the shit you think. Because you ain't going to have the energy to, like, it's a waste of energy, yo. It's too, like, it's like these threads, right? So these threads is coming out of us and we're connecting them to things that we like. We connecting them to shoes, a booty, a trip, a movie, a friend, whatever. We connecting all these threads, right? And then you start pulling these things towards you, attraction, reaction, and all this magnetism. So you pulling these things. Now you just wasted a thread on that circumstance when that thread should have been used to sew in your spiritual connection. Conversation with people about things that has nothing to do with the people, but you're telling somebody else's business or somebody else. You just wasted threads you're going to need to sew tighter your soul to your pretense. And by the time you give out all your threads and then you finally find somebody, you don't got enough string in there to tie nothing together. You don't got enough string to do it. You don't got the string to tie. You don't got the string to sew your shit together. Some people be trying to figure out why divine allowed them to learn how to sew, because you were supposed to learn how to sew the souls together. Divine don't make mistakes, people do. And majority of the time, when you too blind to see what you got in your hands or what you're supposed to be doing by the talent, and that's because you're not here serving the Most High. So divine remove that first from you, because you don't have a contingency to say, well, I need to make sure I'm doing this divinely. All praises to the Most High. Make sure I'm doing this, for the light. Like if you're not doing it for that, you're missing the point. You're missing the whole point. I see brothers get on here and they talk real aggressive. I see females get on and they talk real aggressive, and I'm like, who would listen to y'all? That's like even with taking accountability or somebody. See, most of this shit's supposed to be private, yo. I'm sorry, it's not supposed to be a conversation for the world. I know everybody's doing the same bull crap, but this is not a conversation everybody's supposed to have. You're not supposed to be on social media telling something, y'all messed up and y'all right and you wrong. That's so destructive, yo. It's so destructive, yo. Y'all don't even know the danger that y'all causing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're sending people who have individual minds out in the world to think in a whole. And that's not it. That's not it, yo. So individually, our morale is low. There's not too many that have connected. And the ones that have connected, you don't even hear from them. The true connections that really got it going, they've connected their soul to each other. They are afraid of you people. They're like, oh no, they're dangerous. I'm not talking to these nutbag ass people. I'm not even trying to be around them. That's that real juice. They like, I'm not talking to y'all. They don't tell you what's going on in their everyday life. You don't know. You will never know, because why would I want your energy to interfere with all the threads I put into this person, or this the threads we put into each other to bind our shit together to make it solidified. They get a comfortable feel of the world. You're like, nah, I'm good. I don't want none of that. We've already made everything comfortable here. We can lock the door and not worry about you, your culture, your idea, what you think. We under the guise of the Most High. We care less. And people would throw that shit. But we're dying. We need help. You just gonna leave us out here, brother? Sister? Yup. I'm about to lock my gate. What you talking about? I'm on a whole nother level. I will leave your ass outside. I ain't the one. You're not about to come in here and mess up nothing. And then you see those stupid movies, right? And they be like, but Dad, they need help. Come on, Dad, we can help a few of them, right? These are two binded souls, right? They're binded by the mother and the father that created them. So that gave them an existence. But because they're strong and they're binded into one soul, and they see you expressing the protection, they're looking out into the world, or they're trying to give you the narrative to have you see that they're going to look out for another soul to combine to their two to make them four, which gives them a stronger definition of the value of divine beings. But if they can show you a narrative that the worldly things, them looking out from the house, from the family into the world when turmoil is happening, that shows you a narrative of them following disillusion or separation from what they should bring in. You know what I'm saying? That would be conducive for the family or a divine structure. No, they just keep painting pictures to show you that people are going to run to the world first. And you're going to have to fight that. That's how they do this. Like the way they make TV and the way they make movies and all that, they make it in a way to where the moments of failure, right? The moments of, and I don't mean failure like in the minds of, stop talking about me. Please, all praise due to the Most High. Please, stop talking. Watch your effing mouth. Please, just stop. Go about your business. Divine, please. So they try to show it to you like failure. They try to show it to you like, so you accept it as a failure type thing. But in fact, it's you going against what they're not showing you. So they're not showing you that eventually these kids can have something structured behind the value of how the parents put it together. See, the Cosby Show was trying to show you that, but they didn't want that shown. So they said, we're going to reverse that as a polarity, and we're going to show an endearing moment to where it looks like when you got to reach out to the world, you had to, right? And we're going to make it romanticized. And we're going to show you running away from your family as a good thing, you know what I'm saying, to where you run into the world and it's rough, but you made it back and they still accepted you. No, that's not a reality. That's the worldly way of trying to get an olive branch. That's the world's way of trying to look at things and be like, yeah, we safe with this. We're going to go with them. We're going to take our bullshit into the universe. No, you're not. It's not happening. It's not happening. And a lot of minds, this is why people be like, yo, back in the days, be like, I don't watch that TV. Shit is nasty. They don't do shit but lie. Like, you got elders you talk, I don't watch TV. They don't do the but lie, trying to sell you stuff. And they just got smarter with it as the times went on, because y'all tell everybody what you want. You out here in the world like this is what you think you deserve, despite the things you went through. So there's no true understanding on what you should have because you came from a war zone. And that war zone is what, like, school bus zones, taxi cabs, ambulance, police, people commuting back and forth, like you commuting back and forth. That's what they call war zones. And the reason why it's a war zone is because there's so many things happening at once. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things your mind is on. You can't focus on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't focus on the divine things that's supposed to be happening in your life. And once that happens, now your conversation is based off what's going on in the war zone. You're like, I was just walking to the store. I didn't make them holler at me. They hollered at me anyway, but you should have been protecting your spiritual energy, right? You should have had it to where it should have been accessible for what you chose to have it for. You know what I'm saying? This is not control. This is knowing. And when you like, you gotta keep in mind, most brothers will go get with females who don't know. So then when they don't know and they're in that position, what do you think they're gonna do if they don't have the knowledge? They're gonna run away from it. They're gonna get that experience from you, and then they're gonna run away from it because they don't even have that knowledge. Like, I don't even waste my time telling people shit sometimes. I'll tell you if I care. Like if I think it's an opportunity for you to grow, I'll tell you some good shit. But once I start seeing that you still holding on to certain ways that is not divine, once I start seeing you still moving in certain mundane ways, you're so aggressive to speak a certain negative character, I pull back. That's why I pull back. Because if I could tell you 2 or 3 times, yo, that's not it. If I was you, I wouldn't do it that way. Yo, you should do it like this. I'm just giving you advice. Like, if I do that more than once or twice, I'm going to stop doing it because obviously you're not listening to me. So there's no need for me to force nothing on you. I'm not with controlling people. I tell you the right shit. And if you don't want to deal with that, then that's up to you. I ain't going to be like, I told you and you ain't listen. I ain't doing all that. That's corny. Love don't work like that. Love is peaceful, man. Love is patient. You know what I'm saying? Love is understanding. And on top of that, I have to love myself. This is what I wanted to say to y'all yesterday. Y'all be talking about love in a way to where people gotta accept your love. No, that's not the type of thing that how love works. Love is the type of energy that where you understand how to shift the gears. So sometimes you loving people. Sometimes your decision is to love yourself. Sometimes you love the pretense that has nothing to do with the people. You got to shift. Sometimes you put divine first, but when it's divine, I'm sorry, divine goes first all the time. Okay, I apologize for that. Divine is first all the time. But what I'm saying is, depending on the circumstance, you're shifting for that. Sometimes a kid needs attention, right? So you show them a little bit of love. You know what I'm saying? Should look crazy. Out of here, right? So sometimes you shifting in between love, but you never delegate how it's given. You're always giving it. But sometimes you'll shift. Sometimes you'll say, well, this ain't the time for me to be loving nobody. I'm loving myself right now. I'm pull back. Or this time I give a little extra love. This the time. You got to learn how to drive the love. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get love. Everybody get love, but you got to know how to drive it. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't got that as an understanding, like I can't really help you. You know what I'm saying? That means you don't have that love inside yourself. You're probably what they call what is that? An opportunist. People who look for things that they can attach to that have good feelings to it so they can gain. Some people look and they'll judge your character of how you move and say, if I got them in I'll get shit. You know. So you got to be mindful of these demons because they don't carry love. They're dim lights, dim on, dim on. I'm turned on. Light inside me is on. I'm bright. Da da da, bright. But then you have some that have low light, and they low light is dim on, dim on light. It's not bright. It's not a divine light. It's a light bulb that's been floating out. Got some cracks in it. You know what I'm saying? It got some cracks in it. It ain't working right. It's that type of energy. And because females, this with y'all, females, I'm gonna tell y'all some real good shit. Y'all will give your pom pom to a man that caresses all physical understanding of your world. The physical understanding, and y'all don't even see your physical way of looking at life is how far you would fall from your divinity. That's why females be on that shit. They be like, if I can't be taken care of, bitch, nobody told you to eat the apple. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sustained yourself off physical things. I bet you ain't nobody never told y'all that story in the Bible was a retrospect to destroy the possibility that divine had them connected in a spiritual manner, had them connected to the ethers. So once you were forced or manipulated to eat something physical, right? You can have all this and don't know and don't worry about anything. As soon as you eat this, you need to be sustained off it, right? So now your sustainability is based off what you believe you know. So now you're saying, "Oh, I know something. Now I can go out and get it." All right. Well, if you think you know, let's see how you fare. Go out in the world and get it. Ever since then, you've been chasing the apple. The apple has become so many different things. The apple has become an apple bottom. The apple has become the New York, the big apple where you can go chase money. Money's become the apple. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing sweeter than the apple. Apple has become whiskey. You know what I'm saying? Like it's what the world did to your mind. Like, and whether you know it or not, biting into that was the concept of understanding that you would have been attached now to everything worldly. That would have made you a worldly access. So now you're not happy unless you're satisfied worldly. So this is why if you ain't making this much money, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. That's why that's relevant. That's why it's so relevant. And then other people sit back and they laugh because they know this. They know that you don't know this. They know this for a fact. They be sitting there like, yo, they don't know that made them worldly. That's the reason why they chase materialistic things. And the whole thing, well, you'll have the same knowledge as the gods. Are you serious? That is not the knowledge of the gods. That is the contrast of the knowledge of the gods. This is how you are manipulated. So they never told you this part. So if you knew, right? If you knew that the contrast of universal energy was absorbing everything worldly, that's the opposite of universal. So etheric, worldly. So the divine says, I'm not of this world. So everything you're choosing is of this world. So if that's the case, your understanding of this knowledge is full now because you have the complete contrast of which you came from. So my job was to knock you out of the universal energy. And that happened through manipulation when they bit the apple. So now you walk around here like, if you can't sustain me, you can't hold me down, I don't want it. That's where they want you at because you are not universal. You need to be sustained by physical things in the world. With your disrespectful ass. Every time you eat an apple, you throw the seeds on the ground. Every time you eat something, you see the rain. You hiding from the rain. You hiding from the sun. Everything is physical to you now. But over here, that is the contrast of everything that's created under the divine guise. So if divine created you in this mentality, it's like, yo, stay here. I'm going to use you as an example to everything that went against this. Just don't touch this. Do what I say. Over here, it's like, we about to make that mess up too because ain't nobody, you ain't going to let nobody show us nothing. We remember what it is and you ain't about to, all this back talk. All this, you know what, God, you can just give us back our, no, ain't nobody giving you nothing because you chose to go that way. You chose to do this and everything that I create, you think I'm going to suffer. Keep in mind, I created it. So now I'm watching this failure take place and I'm watching divine beings who have a pull in between both chains. Literally, you have the opportunity to fail this and you did. She gave you the fruit. And this is just saying if we use this as a story, like if we're using this as an example, she took the fruit. She gave you something. Y'all got booted, kicked out of the house, right? So now you out there like this. You look like that tarot card when they walking by the church and they like this or whatever. You out there like that. And you get sent amongst the people. And now you got to fend for yourself. But you understand what that is because, she brought you some food. So now, what would be the actual problem in that situation? It's never been a conversation for nobody to say, well, damn, yo. See, ever since we bit that fruit, everything was sweet. We ain't had to worry about clothes, none of that. We was in a warm place. We had friends. We had home. Everything was good. No punk ass snake was around or whatever, the serpent. This whole energy, right? They never focused on that part, like showing what you threw away. It's never a conversation. It's like you're excommunicated and then you're out and then you just forgot about And then they show you these pictures of they walking through the rocks and the stones. It's because they want you to feel that energy 10 times harder. They need you to feel as if you did something wrong. Who would want you to feel that? Somebody who knows that feeling. See, this is what I'm saying. The minds don't really be thinking. Like, y'all don't really be thinking. Like, you gotta think. Like, in order for you to say and actually write it out as far as things taking place, you're gauging for me to feel something, particularly to something you comprehend. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I want to feel that? It's not something I want to do. But if I place it in front of you, that's like telling a kid who's coming into puberty, all you do is jack your dick. That's all you be is jacking off. And he don't even know, but he coming into puberty, he like, jacking off, what's that? And then he finally see it on porn. And next thing you know, he in the room, 30, I like it, I love it. You introduced it to him. You introduced it to him via mentality, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of goes over people's heads as far as particular values of what to do with spirituality. I don't throw nothing away. I like all of it. I like all the retrospects because I don't know if y'all ever played puzzle games. Even if the pieces don't look like they fit, they will eventually fit somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make them right or wrong. They just play particular roles, whether the upheaval or the destruction. So once you understand that everything has a role, whether it's right or wrong, there's no need to throw away nothing. It's use everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all of it and see why they implicated it. You're like, yo, why would they actually put this here for? How is this gonna control certain things? Well, if I'm putting it right against the right standpoint of a value, then I can understand why these roles is being played this way. Because you need me to be lack thereof in that particular energy. You need me to be like, oh my God, I lost my divinity because other things did that and they know the feeling to it. So it gets really, really, really deep, yo. It gets really deep when you can take it away from you can take it out of the hands of the people who claim that they have power and really look at it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my greatest pastimes is being in seclusion and peace. Like secluded areas that have abundant spiritual energy. I love that. To have that with somebody else and them have them revel in it as much as I do is dope. I got married and my wife died. You know what I'm saying? And we used to go fishing together. We would sit out there all day and fish. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd get dark. We'd be out there early in the morning. We'd like make food or whatever and just chill. You know what I'm saying? I got my roll-ups, I'm smoking, I'm chilling. She used to like wine. You know what I'm saying? She'd have her glass of wine or whatever, and we'd just fish. And then we had the greatest times or whatever. Like, she'd be like, ew. She used to catch big fish too. Big ass fish. Like one time it was raining and we went fishing. She was like, let's go fishing. I was like, are you mad excited? So she used to make me ready and shit. So we pack up everything, go fishing. And then we were sitting in there and she's sitting there focusing on the water like this. She got rain. I got the umbrella over the raincoat and all that. She's sitting there like this. I can't even get started. She already in the water, right? She focusing. And she putting all her focus into it. Like she focusing hard. Like, and I really think she was using her spiritual power to pull that shit in. She's like, I got a bite. And when she pulled that fish out the water, that shit was literally this big. And it was a sunfish. I'm like, yo, sunfish don't even get that big. Like she caught the mother of the mother sunfish. And I was like, dang, yo, that shit big as hell. Like, she's like, I caught a bigger fish than you. You know, she threw that shit in my face ASAP. That's how females like to do. They like to try to seem stronger than what they was. I thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, you ain't catching nothing. Throw some water in your face. What you caught? Either way, God bless the dead. You know what I'm saying? And we had our ups and downs. We was young as shit. We wasn't completely ready for all that. You know what I'm saying? But we was ready for it. And I have vertigo right now. Excuse me. Uh, hmm. I just get dizzy. But yeah, so yeah, it's just an interesting thing to think about when you get a chance to really look deeply into love, and you can see when people don't understand it and when they truly understand it, and when they use it the wrong way and when they don't use it the right way, and all these different things, like, and you can tell what's attached to them even when people think they understand what they're doing in certain particulars. You're like, yo, you did that not knowing the outcome. You know what I'm saying? You did that not weighing the weight of what was important opposed to what you think is more important. Or you're responding from a place of non-importance that doesn't match up with the true spiritual connection. But that's what the whole purpose was in the beginning of time, to make us take divinity and put it at a smaller level of understanding. So as long as divinity is not treated as it's the most important, you will step over it all day long. Like somebody sitting on the floor watching TV, you'll step right over them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how people treat divinity. And you think you can fix divinity with the sediment of the word love. No, divinity is what allows you to appreciate the love. It allows you to appreciate it. It's the glue that holds two souls together. And then those strings that we use in life to put likes on things and put attention to, we can use that to sew and connect, you know what I'm saying, the souls together. But I know people are not going to take their time and actually, really study these values. You're too busy. You get in your emotions fast. And then, because you're in your emotions, you miss the whole point of what trying to love looks like. And keep in mind, when you loving, it's not about, those things. It's about getting the walls down, the vulnerable parts. So therefore you can nurture the vulnerability in one another. That's what love is all about. Like, you don't want to have a situation to where it's already put together. Like, you don't want a person who's already put together. Why? You're not going to be, it's going to be boring. That person has everything they got going on. They're not going to give two shits about you, especially if you lacking. And then if you got everything going on and this person got everything going on, what are you going to do with each other that's going to make it happy? But besides be in the world together, you're going to have to be more worldly if both of you got things going on. So it's like, damn, I can't even love you because you got everything. Like, I can't even, a moment don't mean nothing. Like, if I was to just think about it, if you got chefs and you got maids and they're bringing you your food, what does me cooking you breakfast mean? You used to that. If you got doctors on hand, they always heal you and you don't need nobody. What is me showing you, some natural cures? What is that doing for you? It's doing nothing. Having enduring conversations with you, long, deep conversations, and we staying up all night talking about things. What is that doing if you talk to an effing psychiatrist? Like, I don't know what everybody thinks these things are as far as expanding the value. I'm just giving you some examples, but expanding the value, if you have everything complete, you have nothing to grow with somebody. So accepting the fact that you're imperfect, and you have to take accountability because your flesh is the negative charge, then that gives you the opportunity to match with somebody who has the greater things that you lack. So then it takes work in fitting those things together. This is Lego blocks. We fitting them together to make it work. And somebody may have to tell you a little bit, nah, you pushing that a little too hard right there. Let's handle this a little another way. And then you pulling yourself back to learn. You got to keep in mind, this is vulnerability. This ain't, oh, I got what you, and you better be the greatest, or you better be. No, that's not what this is, yo. That's never what that is. And if y'all dealing with that, it's not reality. It's not reality. It's not, oh, I gotta live up to a standard. No, the standard is playing my role with the choices I make. That's the standard. Whether people understand it or not, like, that's truly the standard. And if you are on those other pages and you like, we gotta go show, that's because you're trying to impress the world. You're not happy with the decision you make. You want people to give you accountability. You want somebody to say, or no, 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 I said the wrong word. You want people to give you validation. You want people to give you validation on your choices. You want somebody to say, oh, that's a good choice. You did good. I don't like none of that shit. Like, I don't be needing nobody to tell me if I did good or not. If I love you, I love you. We're gonna grow together. And if it's not supposed to work, gonna show me. Divine gonna show me it's not supposed to work. Divine gonna be like, nah, that ain't it. And at that point, y'all call them flags and all that. But at that point, you can slide away. You can say, you know what, this ain't for me. Stand on something. And when you first start standing on shit, not disrespectfully, not out there trying to make a point, not Keisha from the hood with the earrings and the nails rolling her neck and all that. Not that person. Not Marquise out there like F the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Not that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand, yo. It takes a lot to love. It's the heaviest thing to do. It takes a lot to love without expressing the pain behind how you do it. Sometimes you just got to be able to stare at it in his face and never let go. And for you that don't know what that looks like, you're never going to have a future. And your future is based off the failure of what you didn't put into that love. And they become moments and stories that we remember of things you should have, would have, or could have did. That's this world that you're in right now. So don't let me hit you with the melancholy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be knowing already. You know what I'm saying? And I watch people hate themselves because what they don't know. I watch people be uncomfortable around certain strengths because they don't know certain things. And that has nothing to do with it. This is a vulnerability. Be willing to show that to someone you love. And let them take that from you. Let them lift you up. But when you embarrassed of your own self or what you don't know, it's how you destroy your own future. You get impatient, you get angry, you mad because you didn't study, you don't know shit. That has nothing to do with nothing. Yeah, I can tell if you disrespect me, I can be like, yo, you mad because you don't know shit. And then you mad because I just told you a truth. But then you're reacting off the value of you not knowing shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have to say that. They didn't know. So what? It's my job to be psychic and protective too. You done lost your damn mind. No, if your reaction is coming like that, that's because it's supposed to be like that. Devon probably set it up that way for you to get a reality check to stop moving like you do. Look, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I'm just trying to show you something, man. It's not gonna wise. It's an hour and 23 minutes and 49 seconds. We've been talking on January 4th. 848. Look at that. It's 848, 4848. I'm about to look up that angel number real quick and we're going to read it, y'all. We're going to read that angel number. Hold on. It's January 4th, 840. So it's 4848. 4848, yo. Let's see what the 4848 juice is right now. 4848. Angel number meaning. Number carries a profound message, encouragement, abundance, balance, and divine support. Woo, divine support. I'm trying to tell y'all. Angel 48 appears when the angels want you to know that you are not on this journey alone. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praise due. So I ain't on this journey by myself. That's good. I ain't on this journey by myself, even though I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? There's probably a lot of us out there that understand this. And salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? Divine just told me y'all out there too. All praise due to the Most High. So I don't feel too bad that I know y'all trying to get this understanding too. And we all working towards the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So hugs. Come here. Give me a hug. All right. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you come through, leave me some motivation in the comment section. I wouldn't mind. I really would appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Share this with a friend and all that. And, stay close to the Most High. You already know the vibes. Naga the Wise. Set outro. Well, outro ain't on there. Oh, they cut my joint. How they gonna cut my joint in the middle of the show? They lame as hell. It's all good.